It's something of a relief to learn that the charges against the 24 human rights activists who were helping refugees caught up in the island of Lesbos, Mytilene, the charges of espionage, the charges of spying, have been dropped. They still will face charges of human trafficking and money laundering and fraud, but maybe some of those charges will disappear as well. It seems very unlikely that this is a case that the Greek court can succeed in pressing ahead with, particularly given the extraordinary stories of pushbacks and the extraordinary brutality that has dogged the Greek approach to asylum for so many years, certainly back to the early 2000s when I was aware of the problems in the asylum system in Greece. And of course, as you probably know from following my channel, you will be aware of the incident of torture on the island of Crete and the case which we brought through the European Court of Human Rights successfully, and which left Greece with the obligation to change some of its laws. And so far, it hasn't done so. That's nearly 20 years later. It's still done nothing to abide by the decisions, by the legal decisions of the European Court of Human Rights. So the whole problem is that too much pressure has been put on Greece by the European Union, too much pressure derived from the Dublin Protocol, the Dublin Regulation, which expects refugees to be dealt with and to be accommodated in the first country that they arrive in Europe, which of course means in practice some of the poorer countries in the southern Mediterranean, Greece, the bottom of Italy, and so on. This is monumentally unfair, but equally the brutality of the Greek Coast Guard, of the Italian Coast Guard, is deeply, deeply shocking. And so although I understand where it comes from, I think one has to look at this from the point of view of somebody who is desperate and somebody who is looking to Europe for hospitality and for help. And what it's receiving is a pushback back into the sea, back into the waters, back into a scary situation, and into danger. And that isn't what civilization is about. Greece is supposedly the cradle of civilization. It isn't behaving as such. It's setting a very bad example for others. And of course, Britain is looking over at what's going on in Greece. And under Suella Braverman and her cohorts of shame, Britain is planning much the same sort of behaviour. So we can watch, we can learn, and we can wait.